So the other day I was at an influencer event, right? And there's this one influencer that just has never really been nice to me. I've met her about 24 times, okay? So it's not like it was a one-time thing. However, at this particular event, she did come up to me and she did say that she has been enjoying my content lately. She asked me if I could recommend her some products, but I said, you know what? I'll do you one better, babe. I'll make a whole video dedicated to you. So today's video is for you, babe. You know who you are? So let's get into it. Now, she does have similar skin to me, combination dry. So this is specifically dedicated for that type of skin. Going in with the Bubble Water Slide Boosting Serum. Going with about 3 pumps. I'm going to smother my entire face, including my iris, with this serum. Also all the way down that neck onto that décolletage. And please don't forget the ears, honey. All right, next you're going to want to grab a moisturizer that is quite thick. Like I said, we do have combo dry skin. This is from La Roche-Posay. It's their Cicaplast Balm. Think thick moisturizer. So this one does a really good job, but the Amber Release one also is amazing. For sunscreen, girl, big step. Okay, you can pick anything that doesn't leave a really intense white cast. This one from the Quick Flick is incredible. Very runny, very liquidy, and it's very lightweight. It sits beautifully under makeup. I can't believe I'm actually doing this video. I actually can't. There's one thing I will do, it'll always be the better person. Before primer, I think you should always add a lip balm. This one's from Nude Sticks. It's their Hydropeptide Lip Butter. I love it. And then for primer, we're going to go in with something that has a grip to it. This is the new Fenty Beauty Grip Trip, and it's safe to say I've fallen in love. For ultimate makeup days, when I have a lot of time, I like to let every product that we've just put on have 3 minutes to sink into the skin. If you don't have the time, girl, just try to get it to at least a minute. That will avoid peeling. All right, we've let the skin really absorb all those products. It is nice and tacky. We're going to go in with foundation. This is the Easy Blow from Huda Beauty, going in with the shade Angel Food. This is a medium to full coverage foundation, so if your vibe is to add not too much, then I would highly suggest starting with a small amount and building up. That way you don't have to remove and waste anything. I also build most of the foundation focus at the bottom of the face and work my way up. I don't want too much product here right away because obviously we're going to add some color corrector and some concealer. And I do love using a damp powder puff to buff this in. You can use a brush or a sponge, it's totally up to you. All right, a little bit of color correcting. I'm going to go in with this one from Givenchy. I've really been loving it. Just a little bit under the eye because you can see I have natural smoky bags, which I'm sure you have pointed out in one of our encounters. Back in with that sponge and we're going to buff and blend this out. If you've never color corrected before, this is a great step just to really cancel out any of your problem areas. So like green would be great for red, peach is great for darkness, you get the point. See, without, it's just going to allow us to not add as much concealer, which will lead to us not looking as cakey. Right, the skin is looking great. We're going to go in with our concealer now. This is from Pat McGrath. It's in the shade L1. It's her lighter shade, I'm pretty sure. Watch where I place the concealer. Okay, this is where I place my concealer. I just like this. I think it brings light to where I need the light the most, which is in the T-zone. Taking the same tool that you use for me, it's my powder puff. We're going to buff this in. This concealer is also super full coverage, so of course, please be wary if you don't like a lot of product. Just build it up slowly. You do seem like a high glam girl though, so hopefully this is a good technique for you. And by the way, a little bit of context, she did tell me that she was revamping her entire makeup routine and she only uses high-end products. So, no drugstore in this one. We're going to go in with our cream contour and start adding color back to the skin because we are looking a little dead. Tennille Jai's Bronzua. She is my favorite human ever and is literally always nice to me. It's in the shade Latte. It is going to work beautifully. It's a real straightforward product and you told me that you do struggle with bronzer placement, so let me show you. I just dip in with a brush. Kind of a kabuki is the best for this. I'm going to place this not where we were originally taught, because remember we were all taught to and then put on. I like to place it a little bit higher than where my natural cheekbone starts. Buff this product in. See how beautiful the color is, but also the product is blending for us. Using a brush for this as well, I feel like we have a lot more control with where we're placing the product and we need control for this step. Placing the product a little bit higher, we then can maneuver the product down and upwards and it's going to lift the face. See without, you see how much more lifted this side is? Keep the step on the other side. Placing it higher by having the controlled brush, it's going to allow us to really get the product where we want it. And then we're not going to end up going back in to clean it up with more concealer, adding more products onto the face. Use the same bronzer down the nose. I add 2 little lines on the side of my nose and 1 on the tip of the nose, just to kind of make it look deeper there. When blending, make sure you blend to the front of the brow. It's going to give you the most natural result. Now we're going to pick up a cream blush. This one is from Rare. It's amazing. It's in the shade Hope. Obviously, depending on your blush preference, pick a color that works for you. I'm going in with this brush from Nude by Nature and I'm going to start packing this on. Now for me, I like to pack it up more towards my temple first, so around this area, just above that contour line. Then whatever's left on the brush, I slowly start to bring towards the apple. I find that that is a beautiful blush placement for my face shape. It should look something like this now. You're going to want to take a powder of your choice. I know you have this because this was the event we went to the other day. Beauty's Cherry Peach Powder. Very simple because we were talking about this and I know you like it. Place it where you like to set your face. For me, that is again in my T-zone where I put that concealer. Also, I'm using a same powder puff but a different one. This one is my powder puff and the other one is my cream powder puff. They give you that snatched, blurred effect every single time Huda Beauty 8 with this formula. Make sure you leave your powder on the table though because we will be coming back to her. Time to set in that cream bronzer and blush now. We're going to take our ABH powder bronzer. One's in the shade Sun Kissed Dreams and we're going to take a fluffy tapered brush. This one's from Anne Hazarati. It is insane. Literally just going to pat that on, not rub, not swell. We're going to pat in to where we added that cream bronzer. I love using a fluffy brush for powder because I feel like we can control again the product. And with these steps, it is important to be able to do that. Very simple. We can move quickly here. You're just setting what we already put down. I get a lot of questions saying like, Ashley, you have combination dry skin. So how do you get your skin to look matte without looking really drying? Your skin prep and your setting spray is so important. So please make sure you are taking your time with those steps. You don't need a fancy brush. You can if you do, but for your nose contour, I just like to pinch the brush we used and bring that down the nose. Just setting in again what we already put down. Same thing for powdered blush. We're going to take the same color of blush we used for cream. This is in a different formula. It's powder. It's the Rare Beauty Highlighter Blush in the shade Hope. Same brush we used for that powder bronzer. We're going to just reapply. Just build up the blush. You're like me. You love blush and you're a blush whore, so you will love this shade. This is also going to bring back that illusion of a dewier base. Beautiful shade for spring. What's left on the brush from that blush, I just like to add into the crease. A little bit on the chin, a little bit above on the forehead. Now for powder highlighter, we're going in with a classic. It's Cookie from Benefit. One is a fresh one as well, which is the best. I have this really cheap brush from Amazon. It's so good. I've had it for years. Anything that looks like this is perfect. It's going to dip right in. This is again really, really pigmented, so be careful. I'm going to place this up again towards my T-zone, just half on the blush, half on where we have nothing, up towards the temple here, and whatever's left bring down. I like to stop where the end of my eye stops, so right here. I feel like that catches the light beautifully. Look at that. Bit down the bridge of my nose, up above the start of my brow, all the way to the forehead. Is left on the brush, a little bit above my lip and on my chin, a little bit under that brow bone. This just brings that illusion back of natural light hitting the skin, makes the skin look dewier than it is. All right, your setting spray is very important. You want something that's going to add some life and some dew back to the skin. This is the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Impeccable Setting Spray. I like to do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do that twice and that way you get the entire base. The skin should now look something like this. We're going to move away and go into brows. This is the Precising My Brow Pencil from Benefit in the shade 4. And then the Freeze Brow Gel from Anastasia Beverly Hills. To do my brows very simply, but I know you have a very strict routine with your brows, so you just do you and I'll do me and we'll come back. Those who want to know though, I just draw a little line underneath my brow all the way to the tail, and then I fill in the areas that are a little patchy. That's literally all I do. And for the brow gel, I just kind of push them on an angle to make them look a little bit more lifted. For eyes, you don't really wear eyeshadow, so I'm going to give you a little tip. Go on with that bronzer we used on the base and add that into the crease. I like to grab a fluffy eyeshadow brush like this one, dip in, and then I just start windshield wiping and swirling into that crease. Build it up to the color payoff you like. It's a great way to tie your makeup from your base into your eyes. So the eyeshadow brush I'm using is the E35 from Sigma. Bring whatever's left on the brush down the nose again. You can stop here because it does look beautiful, or you can add a little bit of the same highlighter from Benefit into the lid. Like that, it's so pretty, it's so easy, it's classic, and you don't even need an eyeshadow palette for it. Patting it on with the E54 brush from Sigma as well. A bit of the bronzer under the eye as well with that same brush from Sigma, the E54 brush. Very easy, put your mascara on how you would love, but one that I recommend is this one from Makeup by Mario. So nice, it doesn't clump the lashes, gives great volume and length, so let me do that. The difference is wild. All right, time for lips. This is the Girl Code Lip Liner from Doll Beauty. Match it with your favorite gloss. This one's from Givenchy. It's in the shade 001. Back in with that powder I told you to keep out and bake underneath this contour line. moves it all back out and makes it less harsh. That's with, that's without. Set one more time, and this is the finished look. Hopefully you'll be nicer to me now at the next event.